There you go. He said, walk, that's an autograph.
You mean photograph?
Oh, photograph. Oh, he said photograph. I said autograph. I said autograph.
I said autograph.
Autograph.
Yeah, you're
Oh, my head said photograph.
I don't think you're a second phone.
Okay. Phone off. Sitting on this table here. All right. Appreciate you making the time to come back up here. I know, fine. All right, so we'll let you start getting through that, and we'll see if we can begin to put these pieces back together. This is the whole conversation now. This isn't the whole conversation. You said that is the whole conversation? No, it is not. Okay. Let's see what they. Oh, did you find your old phone? No, I didn't find the charger, but I'm not sure if it's the right phone. Well, let's look for that. I'll be right back. Because I found out. Yeah, that's one. First or the second. Got it? You were looking for something? Okay. No, this is not the whole conversation. Okay, so it's not the whole conversation. I found out about the estimate he provided to her on July the 1st or 2nd. Because she contacted me and was saying that she had issues with him, and that's when I came into the play.
Okay. All right. And so what can you tell me is missing from those messages as far as the entire conversation?
What's missing is me being contacted and being informed of what actually happened. As far as him pulling off of the job, not completing the job. That's missing.
Okay.
Me actually formally being informed
About
what was going
about
on.
disputes between
About
the
the
two.
dispute, yes.
Okay. So at this stage, at the time when you were informed around the 1st or the 2nd of July, what had Mr. Bosley completed by that point?
He had completed the removal of shingles and the installation of felt paper.
Okay.
And the installation of felt paper.
Okay. Had he, at any point in time, did he ever put shingles back on the roof?
Not that I'm aware of, because when she informed me, he when the dispute started, I went. Actually, I ended up going to see. This is on the 10th of July from my Facebook. This is the message, the picture that was sent to my sister. So at this time, this is when I went and looked and saw what had been done. This is the inside, when it rained inside of Clarice's house. Sent this to my sister on the 10th of July 2017 at 5:16 in the morning is when she messaged me with those pictures. And when I spoke with her and I ended up going to her home to speak with her, I saw that just felt paper, felt was installed and there were no shingles. Make sure I get it correct.
Okay. So you're saying you were informed about the issues on the job within this group conversation?
Within this conversation was when I was informed about the job and him pulling away from the job.
Okay.
That's why I say it was more to this conversation than the selective parts he chose to submit.
Okay. Do you recall at all what or how Clarice worded what she sent you?
I'm not sure. I can't give you details. I just know I was brought into the fold and it was explained to me that whatever the agreement was for the project, that he requested more money or something, or he wasn't sticking to his estimate, or there was more money needed for him to purchase more items or something like that. And that's when she was saying the numbers didn't add up. She had already given him a large sum of money already, which was the majority of the estimate, pretty much. She had given him money already, and he was saying he needed more. And she couldn't understand because the only thing that was done was felt installed on the roof, and the removal of shingles.
Okay. So there was some demo done, and then felt.
Installation of felt.
And
I'm not sure if I'm saying the wording's right for the roofing. Like I said before, I'm not too familiar with the terminology with roofing. I never dealt with it.
Okay. All right. So do you know there's anything else done maybe between or part of the demo process and the installation of the felt?
Not that I know
of. Okay.
Not that I know.
Okay. Do you know of, or can you remember any other conversations? They didn't have to be a part of this group chat, but maybe something between you and Clarice, or between you and O'Neill. That would kind of give some more insight into the facts in the situation.
The only thing that I can think of is I specifically told him he needs to make sure that he makes her whole. He needs to get this situated. I said, you have used my information for this job, and you're setting me up to get in trouble when this wasn't even my job. And that was explained. I had nothing to do with this job at all. And you're using, apparently in the estimate you gave her, you used my number, and she can go to the Louisiana Contractors Board and file a complaint against me because you used my number. That was in conversations we had.
So that was in a group message that you had between you, Clarice, and O'Neill, or just between you and O'Neill?
Me and O'Neill.
Okay. So that wasn't a part of this conversation.
It may have been a part of it, but I don't see it in here. But I know I did specifically explain to him that he put me in this. He put me in this by using my contractor's number. By using my contractor's number, he put me in the middle of something that I shouldn't have been had any dealings with.
Okay. And how did he respond when you said that?
He said that he was going to sell his, he was going to put his trailer up for sale to try and make the situation right. His utility trailer.
Okay. So did he ever, at any point in time, in any conversations you guys have had, admit that he used your number without your permission?
I can't recall. I can't recall him because once she showed me the estimate and I explained to him that he needed to make it right, I cut off all communication. This is why in this message here, you only see one message from me trying to have it understood that he needs to make her whole. After this, I washed my hands of it and I began to try and get the situation right. This is also in a conversation with my sister where I asked her, what's the guy's name you said I needed to call about the roof? And this was on the 5th. When in the Facebook messages that we had. That's me and my sister right there from here. once I became aware that he used my license number, and being the fact I'm from Port Allen, I've been knowing Clarice for a long time. I didn't want for me to have any issues in my home city. So I began on the 5th, that's when I began starting to try to find someone to at least make her whole.
Okay. So this is you on the 5th, and this is you and your sister?
Yeah, me and my sister, while she was at work. Like I said, my whole thing was trying to make the homeowner whole. Anything before the 1st of July, when it was brought to me, what was going on, anything before that, it didn't have anything to do with me.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna show you a couple things, and I'm gonna ask you earlier in Baton Rouge about your contacts with any of the guys who were working on the job, and you said that no, you didn't even have conversations with them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides normal speaking.
Right. One person says that on or about June 26th, he was hired to do a roofing job by O'Neill Bowsley Jr. at the residence of Clarice Lacey, 1412 Maryland Avenue, Port Allen, Louisiana. While on the job site, Leon Goodo Jr. drove up and asked for O'Neill. I know Leon because we grew up in the same town. I informed him O'Neill had gone to the store. Leon commented on our job performance by saying we were good people to work for him and O'Neill in the future. Theodore Collis was also present working on the rooftop. Leon waited until O'Neill got back from the store, at which time they engaged in conversation about our job performance, repeating the same comment to O'Neill that he had made to me. I was picking up trash on the ground about 5 feet from where the two of them were talking. They continued to talk about this job and future endeavors for the next 10 to 15 minutes. I did not observe any harsh tones between them. I perceived their conversation to be between two business partners. And he said something after we removed all the old roofing from the entire rooftop. I observed an area in the back of the house, 1 by 1 feet, at the bottom of the valley near the drip edge, which was rotten. This is the only area of the entire rooftop that was rotten. Alright, so do you remember this at all? What's stated?
Like I said, when I came by Clary's house, all I did was general speak.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, my thing is that, look, if you want to pay somebody a compliment, like, I mean, it's not illegal. So, yeah, so you don't remember anything about this conversation with O'Neill about, you know, these guys may be people who can work for your company?
No.
Okay, so you're saying that conversation with O'Neill did not happen?
No.
Okay. Alright, so we have another one here. Are you familiar with let's back up. Do you know Timothy Gales?
Timothy Gales?
Yeah, Timothy Carl Gales. Do you know Timothy Gales?
I've heard of him. I've heard his name. I'm not that. If I was to walk in Hubbins, I couldn't tell you who he is.
Okay. Alright, so other than that, you don't know anything about him? Okay.
No.
Alright, are you familiar with the Thurman Arnold?
Yeah.
Okay, who's that?
That's the pastor that O'Neill knows.
Okay. Alright. I mean, do you also have a relationship with?
No.
Thurman?
I don't have a relationship with him. We sat down and talked on Facebook before, did a video with O'Neal. That was my first time meeting him.
Okay. You guys did a video?
A Facebook video, just talking about general voting and things like that.
Okay. That was your first time meeting him?
That was my first time meeting him.
Okay. All right, do you recall, were you guys ever in a meeting together besides making a video?
We met at the hotel conference room on 415, right across from McDonald's.
Okay, do you remember the name of the hotel?
Quality Inn, maybe?
Okay.
Right by the Chevron.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have a meeting.
Okay. You know, what can you tell me about what you guys did do there?
I was talking to O'Neal about just telling him I had my contractor's license.
Mm-hmm.
Just telling him that I had just obtained my license and I'm in the process of trying to get work to do flood houses. And I'm in the process of just starting up. And I'm trying to start paperwork process. This was after I had obtained my license, registered with the Secretary of State, registered with the Department of Revenue. This is when all my paperwork was done.
Okay.
And I said I'm looking forward to start getting some work in.
Okay.
Because on that same day, Thurman Arnold told me when he was there talking with O'Neal, that same day he told me that he could find me some work if I hire him as a consultant at 10% pay.
Okay. Okay. So he offered you leads. Like I said, just want to make sure I understand. So you're saying he offered you leads on jobs if you would make
if I would make him a consultant.
Okay. Does he work as a consultant or anything?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Okay. Alright, what else? Do you remember what else you guys discussed?
Just discussed about getting work done on flood houses. Possibly that was the time when the state was in the process of awarding the contract for flood houses.
Okay.
Restore Louisiana, I believe it is.
Okay. So to his offer to give him 10% or whatever percent it was to become a consultant, how did you respond to that offer?
Never accepted, never even thought of it after that.
Okay.
Actually didn't see him after that. I did mention to O'Neal, I don't know what's wrong with, your friend, your guy, but, that's not right for him to even say something like that.
Okay. What was the main issue you had with what he said, his offer?
The main issue that I had was I wasn't familiar. Had he ever done any consulting work?
Mm-hmm.
I had never discussed with him any type of contractor work I wanted to do. We had never talked any type of business like that before.
Okay. All right.
And I looked at it like he was trying to make a money grab, to be 100% honest.
Okay. Okay. So this is all before, this is obviously got to be way before any kind of problem started with, obviously, this roofing job.
Yeah,
right?
This was way before. This was in around the early part of 2017.
Okay. All right. So it's early 2017.
Early 2017.
Got it. So I mean, describe for me. What would you say would be the? I guess how would you rate you and O'Neill's relationship at that time?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Got it. Was O'Neill doing any kind of work for you at that time?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. I had just received my license, and just receiving my license, I was just starting out. So I did. Actually, I have the estimate for the very first job I did. I did change to like a outlet or light switch.
Okay. Okay.
So everything I was doing was like maybe a $40 job, a small job.
Got it. Okay. I mean, did you ever make any statements about O'Neill, being the face of your company at some point in time?
What I said was, any employees I hire will be the face of my company, because that's what the homeowner will see. The homeowner may not see me all the time.
Okay.
So my employees are going to be the face of my company.
Okay. So you never, I guess, said that saying specifically just O'Neill.
Yeah,
O'Neill,
not just him.
O'Neill and anybody else.
Anybody else is going to be the face. If I have a crew to go in and do drywall work, but while they're in the home, if one of the crew members happens to steal something out of the home, they're not going to look at just this employee. They're going to look at the entire company.
Sure, that makes sense to me. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you, he says here, Leon went on to say to me that he was finally getting his company off the ground and that O'Neill was going to be, quote, the face of the company. Leon also said he had been waiting for someone like O'Neill to come along, and he was very optimistic about the future of his company because although his specialty was electrical, with someone as knowledgeable and versatile as O'Neill, his company could do more than electrical jobs. When I left this meeting, I understood that O'Neill and Leon were working together. Does that statement sound accurate in to any degree?
No, it does not.
Any part of it sound?
He wasn't even a part of us sitting down talking about me having my contractor's license or me jobs I'm doing or what I'm looking to do. He wasn't even a part of that discussion. He was only there, I guess, to just talk with O'Neill, whatever, but he was never a part of the discussion.
Okay, so he never.
He came in while we were talking.
So he would sit there listening.
Yeah, but he wasn't a part of us discussing anything.
Okay, so because also I read here, it says I had information regarding contractor work which was becoming available in the area, which I had revealed to O'Neill in a previous conversation. Leon Guido Jr. proceeded to display several documents regarding his company's credentials. I explained it was not necessary for him to show me all of his credentials, that I was freely giving this information as to the upcoming contracts which were becoming available. What in there is true?
What I'll say is the things he was talking about becoming available were already online. It was just basically a form you had to fill out for the Rebuild Louisiana. So it was information that I was already privy to.
Okay.
So the things he was saying that's what he was saying this is the part where he was saying I can hire him as a consultant at 10 or 20%, and he'll help me find jobs.
Got it. It's a pretty big percent in construction. Okay. And so, just had to clarify, your contractor's license, right? Is that a general contractor's license?
No, it's a home improvement.
Okay, so it's a home improvement registration.
Yeah, registration.
Okay, got it. All right. All right.
That's also for you, the top one.
Okay, prohibited activities. It's just like our 2171.
Yes.
Prohibited activities. No person shall hold himself out as a Louisiana licensed residential building contractor unless he holds an active license as such pursuant to the provisions of this chapter and possesses any insurance required by federal law. Got it. Okay.
And
So
I printed out the front part so you can see it did come from.
got it. Okay. So I guess with this, right, because, you know, based on my understanding of this is that it doesn't, I guess one of the issues with the given the judge who signed the affidavits in the warrant, right, is that if you're saying that you did not give him permission to use your contractor's license number, your home registration number, for any purposes whatsoever, and then he's putting that number on documents, you know, that he's using to give someone an estimate for a job he's proposing to do, I think that's where the problem comes in.
Got it.
Right?
I understand.
Because like I told you earlier today, honestly, this is not the most egregious case of contractor fraud. And at first glance, you know, I didn't think it would be much without that, you know, misuse of, you know, the alleged misuse of your home improvement registration number. And so from what I gather, you know, they're trying to make the claim that you were not only aware of his business dealings with police license, but you were also a party to your job, right? Because I'm sure you've already seen his estimates, and I believe I have a copy in here, and what was written on it as far as the company name. Alright, so yeah, so there's ATS in Northern at the top of the page.
Yeah, that's.
And you said you were in no way aware that he was planning to use that as the name of the company.
No.
Okay, because look, I can go with the fact that, look, if it's not necessarily going forth as a contractor per se, as a licensed contractor, but you know, a guy who wants to fix roofs and help people, okay, right? You may have to answer some stuff to the Secretary of State's office.
Yeah.
But as far as criminal action, I mean, it's no real concern to us, right?
Yeah, no, I understand.
The job amount is only $3,500. I think the
I
minimum
understand.
is $7,500 to require at least a home improvement registration.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the problematic thing I believe in the whole deal is that if he's, you know, throwing your last name into it and putting your contract license number on here, then that's where stuff gets sticky.
Yes.
So as far as your license number, and I may have asked you this before, where would he have been able to get your contractor license number from?
It was on my business cards.
Okay.
Where I would hand out or give to someone.
Got it.
I put the number on there.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. All right, and so did he ever ask you if he can use your license number maybe to get to someone about a job that he was maybe going to work for you or with you or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so he's never asked you.
No, he's never.
I'm not talking about just this.
No, I'm saying for anything.
In any context, he's never asked you for permission to use your license.
No.
Okay, and in any context, did you ever tell him it was okay to use your license number?
No.
In any context, did you ever give him permission to use any part of your company name?
No.
Okay.
No. The only way that my company name can be used is if we're on a job and we're doing a job.
Okay.
If I send an estimate for a job, you're on that job under my business.
Okay. Got it. Alright, so reading the scope of work here. So this here, ATS in Northern, 27352, Highway 405, Plaquemine, Louisiana. Agreement to perform shingle roof replacement, Clarice. Date, June 20th, 2017. Services performed by ATS in Northern, 27352, Highway 405, Plaquemine, Louisiana. Services performed for Clarice, 1312, that's 1312 Maryland Street, Port Allen, Louisiana, 70767. Scope of work here, remove and replace shingles on Port Allen address above. $3,500 is the total fee for material and labor for this job. 4 payments of $875 will be paid weekly. Each partial payment will be collected as 75% materials, 25% labor and expenses. Weather permitting, job will commence on earliest available date following third partial payment. The final payment will be due upon completion of roof shingles being installed. Payment 1, we got $800, and we got received. Got what appears to be Clarice and O'Neill's signatures next to that. Then Clarice made some notes in the bottom of this one. Then apparently this supposedly was not available, and this was printed out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
Different documents or?
The only time I became familiar was when she showed me the documents. When I guess the matter went bad.
Okay. Alright. So I'm seeing here the same thing. Payment 1, $800. There's Clarice's signature. There's a date of 6/6/2017. And I paid $800. OBJ. Payment 2, $800. Clarice. Then I see something here. Balance 75. And then 6/17/17 paid $800. Payment 3, so like $870. 6/24, $5. J. Payment number 4, $890. Clarice and due, and that was dated 6/24. And here it says $890, and here I see paid $875. Okay, so as of 6/30/2017, was O'Neill still working that job to your knowledge?
6:30.
Yeah, June 30th, 2017.
He may have been. I know somewhere between there and the 1st or 2nd of July, that's when I was contacted that he had stopped.
Okay. So when you were contacted, he was no longer reporting to the job?
He was no longer reporting.
Okay. Alright, I know you told me that you're not a roofing expert, but have you spoken to anybody that is a roofer who gave you any kind of insight as to how much a job like this would actually cost, and what would be your cost for materials? Have you spoken to anybody?
When everything first happened, I had 2 guys go over there and look at it.
Okay. Do you remember who you sent?
Let's see. the guy's name offhand, but it's a guy. He has a roofing company. He went, looked at it. He was saying, looking at around maybe $4,500 to remove shingles, install felt new shingles, and something else he had to install. I'm not 100% sure. It's the flashing, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's one of those around like a vent or something.
Yeah. Replace the flashing.
Okay. So he was talking about demoing everything that O'Neal had already done?
No, he was saying if he had to do it from scratch.
From scratch, okay.
You're looking at roughly about 4,500, 4,000 or 4,500.
Okay.
If he did it.
Okay.
But I know he had his own crew. Another guy that came and, well, both of the guys that came and looked at it said that to come in and finish up the job, you're looking at about $1,500. That's with the purchase of shingles and installation and everything.
Okay. Got it. Alright. Well, you said the one guy gave you from the beginning price of
from the beginning to the end.
$4,000 to $4,500.
Yes.
And you remember what the other person?
He just came and gave me a price, what it would cost for him to come
take over the job.
and take over the job.
Okay. All right. If you could, if you can give me those guys' names
and
any kind of contact information,
I'll try to see if I can find.
That'd be helpful.
Okay.
Okay. So another avenue here I want to ask you about. So this one, wait, I just talked about that. Wait, forgot to flip back. Okay. Theodore Palace says that between the dates of June 26 and 27, 2017, I was hired to do a roofing job by O'Neal Boston Jr. at the residence of Clarice Lacey, 1412 Maryland Avenue, Port Allen, Louisiana. While on this job site, a man drove up in a bluish gray Navigator Ford SUV. I know a Navigator is not a Ford. But hey, who identified himself as, quote, Leon. He asked for O'Neal. I told him O'Neal had gone to the store to pick up supplies. Leon made the following comment to me: "Y'all look like some good employees for future hiring." He was referring to myself and the other individual, Timothy Gales, who was also present. He then proceeded to walk around the house, inspecting the job site. I had no prior knowledge of who this man was, except that I'd been told by O'Neal that we were working for Leon also. After being showed a Facebook picture of Leon Gudo Jr., I positively identified this individual as the same man. Leon Gudo Jr. presented himself as the owner, co-owner of the job. Alright, can you tell me what parts of that are true?
That I pulled up, I spoke, and I looked to see what all was being done to the roof, and that was it. As far as hiring as employees and things like that, no.
Okay. To me, like, if you did say that, I don't think that's really, the deal breaker, honestly.
Yeah, no.
So, like I said, if you can recall even vaguely having said something like that, I think it's better to just admit that now.
Yeah, no. No.
So, okay.
Also, I have a question. That estimate that he gave to Clarice, is my signature anywhere on it?
I don't believe I saw your signature anywhere on either one.
Okay.
You can tell me if you see your signature.
I just wanted to look and see. I see Clarice's, and I see O'Neal, Bosley. and I see where she made payments to them, and they both signed off. Okay. I was just wondering.
Do you recognize your signature, your sister's signature anywhere on either of those?
No.
Okay, look well, my man, because
I'm trying.
I need to know.
I see Clarice Lacey, OBJ, Clarice Lacey. I mean, all I see is 2 signatures on here. I just wanted to make sure, because I'm pretty sure my signature is some bigger handwriting, so.
Okay. Alright. Did you ever speak to the guy who did end up completing Clarice Lacey's route?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember his name?
I don't remember his name. I know he's Mexican guy.
Okay.
Can't remember what his name, what he say his name was.
Okay. Did you ever speak to him about the job?
Just that what all needed to be done.
Okay. Who located him? Or who brought him on?
She located him.
Okay. Did she tell
herself.
You where she found him?
Yeah, she said she found someone to do it.
Did she say where?
No, she didn't say where.
Okay. So she did say where she said that she found somebody who would complete it.
Yeah, she just said she found somebody who can complete it.
Got it. Okay. Making sure I don't have anything else in here I want to ask.
Now the one job that we did that was completed by Northern's Electrical, these are O'Neill paychecks right here.
Okay, and these are for us?
Yeah, those are for you. And that was in April.
Okay, this one, so I guess the job was in April, but you got paid in May?
Whatever the job started in,
this one says May 10th.
Okay, that's the last one. That's the last one.
And we got,
should be April.
So April
25th, maybe?
Okay, so this could be 25th or 26th.
Yes.
This one could be 26th, or more like the 28th.
Yes.
205, 216,
yes.
And then 2020.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any other employees working for you at that time?
Yes, I did. I had it ended up being 2 other guys.
2 other?
It ended up being 2 other, well, they didn't work. One of the guys, he was a glass guy, so he just did the glass work.
Okay. So you had a guy you brought in as a subcontractor?
Pretty much.
Okay. And who's the other person?
The other person was a co-worker, and he did some painting.
Okay. And did all 3 of these guys ever work together on a job?
No.
Okay, so they don't really know each other, you think?
No, they don't really know each other.
Okay. All right. Do you ever buy any materials? I guess, tell me, where do you buy materials from?
Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherman-Williams. I had like a credit account.
Okay.
So that's basically our company credit cards.
Okay. All right. So as far as vendors, Lowe's, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, any other places that you buy materials from?
Coburn's, Johnson Supply.
Okay.
Trying to think. I bought from both hardware stores in Port Allen. I bought from the hardware store in Plaquemine.
Okay, which hardware store in? I'm guessing you say Port Allen. You talking about the one right here on LA1?
The one on Court Street.
Okay,
and the
Westside Lumber.
Yes, Westside Lumber and Ace Hardware.
Okay.
And also the Ace Hardware in Plaquemine.
Okay, and that's the only one in Plaquemine you get material from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, because I think I've got some... Is that Blanchard's Building Materials, or is that somewhere else? Because I know some of these places have one name and they're also an Ace Hardware store. It's on Highway 1?
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
22145, Blanchard's Building Materials?
Yes. I know which one you're talking about.
Alright, and you bought materials for them? From them?
No.
Okay,
that was materials from what I understand, that was materials that he bought for her job.
Okay.
Because I went with her when she went to return the shingles or whatever material he purchased.
Okay.
I went with her to return them.
Got it. So you never purchased things from Blanchard's?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna look, make sure I'm not. Okay, because it looks like I've got, dated the same date. This looks like a purchase of shingles, and then this one here is a refund of some of those shingles. Do you remember that?
It should have been. It should have been just a refund. Because all the shingles that were purchased for her house came from Lowe's on Millerville.
Okay, so you don't know, because like I said, I'm looking at it, and I know they're just not giving me the date of sale, but this looks like date 7/17, 7/7/17, time 2:25, salesperson Kemper. Okay, so this wasn't a purchase, this was an estimate. Now, do you think they used this estimate for any idea?
Well, from what I'm understanding, what happened, they gave an estimate on how much their shingles would cost to get the job completed. They refunded the shingles that were purchased by him. He purchased the shingles.
Okay.
They refunded them. Then they provided her with an estimate of how much her cost would be if she would have purchased all of the shingles that she need to complete her home.
Okay. Got it. Alright. So that answers that for now. Alright, and you said you guys bought shingles from Home Depot in Millerville? Or Lowe's?
Lowe's. Should be Lowe's.
Okay. So Lowe's. Right. And I'm guessing that's going to be this receipt here?
Yes. Yeah. I just want to make sure it's the price. Yes. This is it. That's the purchase from Lowe's.
So you purchased these?
I provided half of the amount.
Okay, who provided the other half?
She provided the other half from the refund. The refund from the other shingles, we used that also on top of.
Okay, alright, so you paid, it says it's got an invoice total of $1,068.67.
Yes.
So you paid half of that.
Half of that.
Okay, so you paid half of that.
Roughly half of it.
Roughly half.
Yeah, roughly half.
Okay, how did you pay for that?
I used
Lowe's card?
I use my
credit card?
No, debit card.
Debit card?
Because I have because I have, well, it's all beat up now, but I have an actual company debit card.
Okay, and is that the card? Imagine whatever card it was expired by now.
Yeah, right? It's expired.
Okay, do you have this purchase reflected in those card statements anywhere?
I can look and see.
Okay, definitely look and see. Okay.
I can look and see. I want to say I use my debit card or use, a bank card.
Okay, all right. So I need you to figure out where that transaction is and whatever card statements you got. Hopefully that's all still there. Okay, so that's important. All right.
All right.
All right. I see some other purchases, some other Lowe's receipts we got here. Kmart 13, 40 square feet. I'm guessing that's probably fell. Let's see who paid for this. Does not say.
Do they have a card statement? No, card number at the bottom?
Last four of a card 9091. Swiper, once you get the card number. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, this actually is. Let me get this straight. Alright, so we're missing some store information here. Get over that. And these are from a Lowe's at Cortana. Do you remember purchasing materials in Lowe's Cortana?
I know we got the shingles from Millerville. It may have been some materials purchased from Lowe's and Cortana.
Do you remember about how much money you guys ended up spending with Cortana?
I'm not sure.
Alright.
Because I know we went to several different locations.
And was that all on the same date?
Picking up the shingles?
Yes, picking up the shingles.
We're not the same day.
So you didn't pick up shingles on the same day that you went and bought other stuff?
They ended up having some guys, they were down here to do flood work or something like that. And they let us use their truck the day we went to pick the shingles up.
Okay. Alright, so I guess maybe not so much picking up, but the purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the purchasing, we say you purchased the shingles.
They were purchased one day.
And got the other materials the same day?
And then got what?
Got other materials the same day?
Got some other materials the same day and picked the shingles up like a day or two later.
Okay. Alright. And this is the letter you submitted.
Yes.
You sent to Clarice Durrell.
Yes.
And this is a big long Facebook post between Clarice and O'Neill.
Yes.
Let's see. Alright, do you know Latanya Snurl? Is that somebody you're familiar with?
I think she graduated a year or two behind me in school.
Okay.
From Port Allen. Yeah.
Okay, but anybody you know a person? Does she know
your sister? I know her. Yeah, I know her.
Okay, so you do know a person?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Do you know her relationship to Clarice?
I believe they're real good friends.
Okay.
Real good friends.
Alright. Okay, so again, I don't know if you completed your search of things that, any messages, emails, texts, or anything like else that you may have that, further show the distance between you and your company and this whole business deal?
No, but I do. There are some other things I need, like this is my actual filing as the Secretary of State. Mm-hmm. As you can see, the officers, me, registered agent, registered agent is myself. No other names added, and this has been since 2012.
Okay. So 2012. Alright.
I've been filing with the Secretary of State.
Okay. So what scope of work did you complete? Were you completing? What kind of jobs were you doing between then and 2017?
Small electrical, some painting, changing ceiling fans. Never truly received anything huge. Mm-hmm. Just basic home improvement. There was one house that we worked on, I think the end of 2017. The end of 2017, there was one house that we did painting in and changing out face plates for outlets, changing out face plates, things like that.
Okay. Got it. So pretty much small.
Yeah, small. Jobs. Yeah, nothing. It was nothing contracted big, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Nothing came. But during that time, I had no roofing jobs.
Okay.
Anything I had was some drywall, light electrical, painting,